Hey guys, what's going on? I am trying to keep busy and make my crib bumper, or bumpers, because I cut the material. So yeah, I've been really thinking about making a crib bumper. I can't find them, and the only ones that people have are vintage, so I want a nice one, I want a new one, so I just measured. And I'm not doing the bumper around the whole crib, just 3 sides, because I want to keep the front open. So I got some batting. That's what you're seeing. I'm hoping that this is going to last as long as I hope it's going to. And then I thought that if the batting is going to be throughout, I'm going to want to stuff a little bit of polyfill to make those little bumper pockets, the big round fat pockets, to get even more fatter. So I have that. Now, I already cut this one so I can show you up closer. If you haven't already seen it, this is the material that I got at Walmart. It was like $5 a yard. And this is the batting. This is a medium batting, which is only 90 inches, as you know, a yard. It's 36 inches per yard. And 30, 30, and 30. So I'm missing 18 inches with this batting. I don't know how I'm going to make up the rest, but I'm hoping that it's going to be a miracle. And I'm hoping that it's a lot, that it's maybe like doubled over, so I can equally spread it throughout, all of my material. So I've already cut 2 pieces, and I want to do this, number one, so everybody else out there in the Reborn community, if you want to make a bumper, you can kind of see me. So what I did is I put the material around, and I moved my babies out of the way, and I measured, measured from one side, because they're both equally sized. Like the sides are one measure, and then the front and the back is another measure. It's the same. So I did the side, and I measured it. And then I cut it, not very well, I might add. And then the first one, I realized that I want a very tall bumper, just because I just like that style. I realized that I want the bumper to be at least 12 inches, but I know that I'm going to have to cut and fold under and hem and sew at least an inch from folding. If you sew, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to have to measure. Well, first time I just went along the whole way. The second time I realized that I could just fold it in half and make it a little bit easier for myself. So after you measure, I measured 13 inches. So I want 13 inches in total, thinking about 1 inch is going to be enough for the front and the back for me to hem. And I'll show you what that means in a minute. And come down enough. There we go. I'm going to take, obviously, make sure it's completely flat, there's nothing puckering. So what you should do, whatever colors are in your little project, go get colored pencils the same color, so that way when you're cutting it, it's not like a stark brown or black that it's going to show if you don't hem it. So I picked like a turquoise, which is kind of mint green turquoise-ish color, and for cutting it this way, and this way, I'm going to choose gray. So I'll just do like about 4 inches in. I got 1, and I'm going to go all the way down to 13. And I'm just going to come right by the 13 and mark it. And I'm going to go about another 4 inches. Measure it again. 13. It is a Sunday. It is going to be noisy today, guys, so I'm sorry about that. But I really need to do a project. Okay. And I swear sometimes they go up and down, like this one's a little bit, seems like a little bit more further down than those two. Let me measure that again here. There we go. I messed that one up. That's okay. And you have to realize not to be like Clark Kent. Not Clark Kent. I mean Chevy Chase in the vacation movies. How he always has this big, huge expectation, and the expectation doesn't, meet the reality of what's going on. So you will mess up. I will mess up, but it will be okay. And you cannot bring your OCD into a project because it just doesn't mix. You want to be OCD about your kitchen, about the magazines on your coffee table, whatever, but you cannot be OCD in a project because you will drive yourself nuts. Okay. One more. And don't go all the way out. When you're measuring, don't go all the way out here to measure because a little bit of that is going to be folded in to be hemmed. So, now this color is done. So what I'm going to now do is take this and put it this way. Take my trusty little scissors. There we go. And always cut under the lines because the line is going to be folded in and sewn right on that line, so they're not going to see it anyway. So cut right underneath the line. I have, I think, either a really bad earache or a tooth issue right now because like I said, it's a Sunday. God bless those people, Lord God, in your mighty name, I pray, amen. Okay. So, now there's extra. Now, I had to cut strips of yellow fabric to have the ties, so you can tie them to, I have the Jenny Lind crib. I love it. I got it used and somebody didn't tell me how out of shape it was, so but that's besides the point. So I have these either for the tags or I have over now this leftover stuff for the tags. I think I'm going to use the yellow, I'm not sure yet. So I'll put the scrap stuff on the other side of the couch. Okay. Now, let's open this back up. Now there's 13 inches from top to bottom, and I'm going to hem under one, and I'm going to hem in. So it's not going to be exactly, if you bought it from the store, obviously the manufacturer does a lot of work to make sure that it is exact. They can be OCD, but if you don't have enough space in the corner, don't worry about it. It's just, and it's homemade, and nobody else is going to have my bumper. That's the best thing about making your own projects. I've got to get the batting, and I've also got to get some pins. Be right back. Okay. Oh yeah, this is going to be nice. I think I'm just going to roll this out. What is this? Okay, how many layers are there to this thing? Oh wow. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find my scissors. I'm going to roll this out about the same width, I guess. And go from there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. to the side. I'm a little intimidated. I am. Just a touch. Just a touch. I'm going to figure out how many inches this is. Divide it by 3, and that's how many sections I'm going to have. I'm just going to make 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the batting in. I think I'm going to leave the bottom open. I think I'm going to sew the sides after the batting is in, and sew the 2 lines in the middle, leave the bottom open, and then what I'll be able to do is stuff a little bit of polyfill in each section, and then sew the bottom. That's my plan. We'll see if that works. So I'm going to work a little bit, and then at the end of cutting everything, just in case I say some swear words, which is probably right, I also want to put my music back on. I'll get back to you in a little bit, because, yeah, this is just going to be a mess. And then when I have it figured out, and I look all nice and smart, then you can know. But, and then when it looks all nice and polished, then I'll let you know what happened. Hey guys, what's going on? So about, this morning sometime, I had a piece of fabric that was like this, nothing on it. I didn't do anything to it yet. I opened it up, just like this, and I let the other side drop on the other side of the ironing board. So I put 2 pieces of batting, and I had to cut it for its size, a little bit off the side, because you know you were going to fold it and sew it, and then a little bit off the bottom for the same. I realized that 2 pieces were not enough. I needed 3, so that's what I did. And then after I did 3 batting, I folded it just like so on each side, and then I hemmed it. That's exactly what I did. On my words, I swear. I'm not smoking anything, I swear. I'm just, I can't think. And I did this with it. I hemmed it along the side. I do it twice just to ensure that it's going to stay there. Now, did this little piece mess up a little bit? Yeah. But am I going to, do I care too much for me to have to go back and restitch it and change it? No. Plus, people are not going to look that closely. So, after I hem both sides, which is this side, right here, and this side, I then took my tape measure, and I measured from the hem to the hem, and it was so many inches, and I figured out through that how many inches I wanted each little box here. And it's 9 1/4 inches space. So then I took a colored pencil and my trusty little ruler, and I went 9 1/2 inches, 9 1/2 inches all the way across, and I marked. You can see maybe where I sewed that I marked some spots here. Pretty good. There's like one right there. So I marked up here in the middle and then down on the bottom so I could see, because at first I just marked once, and the first one I did, I kind of did a little loopy-loo, and I'm like, nope. And see, these are a little off, but it's homemade. That's kind of like the whole point. You're going to mess up, you know? So then after I did that, I sewed those little marks. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4 to make 5 boxes. And the finished product, well, so far, this was the first piece, and I'm still working on the second piece. After I did that, and I sewed those, then it was just the bottom that was open, kind of like if you saw the how I made my my boppy pillow or my boppy lounger. Just the bottom is open, still is, and then I put some polyfill just on one side, just a little bit. I don't want to fill the whole thing. And of course, now that you put more polyfill and it shrinks this way, It's not as long, so it is a little short in the crib. However, I do have another whole yard that I can just make little pillows, and kind of like a couple little pillows and stuff them in the corners, so that way it's not going to look completely heinous. And that is what I'm working on, and I don't want to sew this yet because I know it's going to be a pain. I'm waiting for last for that. So this might be a 2 to 3 day project. I hope not, but so yeah, I'm excited. And it's funny, the polyfill must be on this side. That's funny that I can't tell because it's just on one side that I put the polyfill and not the other. I think this is the flat side and this is, I don't know. Well, that's a good thing that you can't tell. So it's so nice and cushy and squishy, and it almost goes the whole length of the width of the crib. But like I said, there's going to be a couple little spots. And I'm not done making the tags yet. I didn't even start. So all I have to do is I don't even have to go through the whole thing. I can make the tag. The tags are to tie this to the crib, and just put it right here on the hem, and just do a little bitty sewing, maybe not even a whole inch, and then that's the tag, and I can get to tie it on to the crib. So I'm sorry that my mouth is not working. I've been coughing quite a bit today. Dang allergies. And I'm also kind of under the weather. I've had, issues, but I don't want to talk about that in this cute video. So this is the second kind of installment. I've done this. I did not do this twice, and I'm not going to go back over it. I tried to get, for the life of me, the turquoise thread onto the bobbin, but I just could not do it for some reason. So I'm like, screw it. I just take a white one, put it on the bottom, and that's it. But it's so far has exceeded a little bit my expectations. I'm very happy with it, and I just can't wait to put it all in there and put everything together, and I just can't wait for it to look so cute. And also, if I have any money left this month, I'm going to go on eBay, and I would very much like to look for like a wall decal, or maybe some decorations that I can put up on the wall. Maybe like some kind of like a little shelf, and like the man jumped over the moon, or something about the moon, or the sheep, or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, I'm excited. And if you haven't already seen this, I bought a new blanket a couple days ago at Burlington, and even though I have one that's this color already, I picked up this one, which is the theme of my nursery now. It's kind of like stars and moon and all that kind of stuff. Because I did look for sheep, and I know that I've said this about a million times, and see how this plays in with these colors. There's the, even though it's a little bit more turquoise, I think, on the sheet, there's the green to match the stars, there's the gray to match the stars, there's the yellow to match the stars, and the white underneath to match this, which the white underneath and the white on here and the crib, I didn't completely match. I mean, I did, but that was not on purpose. And so I'm very, very, very happy. And I've never had a blanket with these little polka dot things on here, so that's really cute. And also, my theme kind of hooked in with this, because here is like a little sheep, like a little lammy, and a little moon right over here. So this did, oh, here's another one of those stupid little tags. So this did come in with my theme, so I'm very happy that there's also a moon on there too. And this was $8 at Burlington. So it's all coming together finally, having some kind of a theme for my nursery. And to have two themes in one, which is pretty cute. Where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. love it. So on to the next. I have sewn first two boxes twice, and now I have to sew the second two again. Usually when I do any project, I sew twice around the perimeter, so that way when I have to wash it, and I will wash it at some point, probably hand wash it, but I'll wash it at some point. I'll probably just Febreze it for the for the first year, and that way it's not going to come undone. So I'm almost done with this. I'm going to sew those two more lines. Then I'm going to come back here, put it down, put some polyfill down here, and I'm going to turn this under, the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to pin it, and I'm going to go right over onto my sewing machine and do that work. So yeah, I'm very happy with the results there. Good morning. I sound like Mrs. Sniffleupagus. I'm sorry, I got allergies. Oh goodness. But I'm sorry that there isn't more to this video, because I wanted you to see a completion of a bumper being made. But I told you exactly how to do it, and so after I sewn the lines in the middle to make the boxes, I put polyfill, a little bit of polyfill in the middle of each box, and then I turned under the hems on the bottom, pinned it, and then went on the machine. And then I made the tags with the leftover material, with the same material instead of the yellow material, and it turned out really good. And if you haven't seen that yet, I blew it up on my Instagram with a couple of videos and lots of pictures, and if you still want to see you know, more of it that you didn't get a chance to, just hit me up, let me know, and I will just do a thorough crib bumper video. Love you guys. This is many for me. This is about 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, and I'm very happy with it. There was 2 spaces. One, I decided to pull the 2 side bumpers forward, closest to this side, to the open side, and leave a little empty spots in the corners. And so I did a couple of like little crib throw pillows, and one fits perfectly in that corner, and one is leaving a little bit of space in the other corner. So I would like to go back next month and get at least 1 more yard. That way I can make a couple of really good throw pillows. And also with the rest of, sorry, it's still morning, I haven't done my coffee yet. With the rest of the material, I made a pillowcase. Too big. It's like a human pillowcase instead of a baby pillowcase. But yeah, so I'm happy with it. Thanks guys so much for watching. Hopefully you understood what I was saying in there. I'm more of a visual person. I have to see it. If somebody sits there and tells me a big long story, I'm like, huh? I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, if it's complicated. Well, that's my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.